Knights Hospitaller. The Order of St. John began as a charitable brotherhood caring for sick and injured pilgrims in Jerusalem around 1099, receiving formal papal recognition in 1113. They built hospitals, recruited surgeons, and treated patients regardless of religion or nationality. As Crusader control over the Holy Land weakened, the order took on a military role and became one of the principal fighting forces of the Crusades. When Jerusalem fell, the Hospitallers retreated to Cyprus, then established a sovereign state on the island of Rhodes, where they held off the Ottoman Empire for over 2 centuries. Suleiman the Magnificent expelled them from Rhodes in 1522 after a 6-month siege. Holy Roman Emperor Charles V granted them the island of Malta in 1530 in exchange for an annual payment of 1 Maltese falcon. Napoleon seized Malta in 1798 without a fight. The order survives today as the Sovereign Order of Malta, a recognized sovereign entity with its own passports and diplomatic relations with over 100 states despite owning no territory. Knights Templar. The poor fellow soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, known as the Knights Templar, were founded around 1119 in Jerusalem to protect Christian pilgrims traveling through the Holy Land. At their peak, they controlled a network of castles across the Crusader states and operated a financial system that effectively invented the letter of credit. A pilgrim could deposit money in Paris and withdraw it in Acre without carrying gold across dangerous roads. King Philip IV of France, deeply indebted to the order, accused the Templars of heresy, blasphemy, and obscene initiation rites in 1307. Mass arrests followed. Confessions were extracted under torture. Pope Clement V dissolved the order in 1312, transferring most of its assets to the Hospitallers. Their last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burned at the stake on an island in the Seine in Paris in 1314. Teutonic Knights. The Order of Brothers of the German House of St. Mary in Jerusalem was founded in 1190 as a hospital order in the port city of Acre during the Third Crusade. Within decades, the order transformed into a military force and was granted the territory of Prussia by Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II in 1226, with a mandate to convert the pagan Baltic peoples by force. Over the following century, the Teutonic Knights built a monastic state spanning what is now northern Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia, governing it from the fortress of Marienburg, one of the largest castle complexes in the world. At the Battle of Grunwald in 1410, a combined Polish-Lithuanian army crushed the Knights in one of the largest engagements of medieval Europe. The order never recovered its military power. The Prussian branch was secularized in 1525 when its Grand Master converted to Lutheranism. A Catholic branch persisted and exists today as a small clerical order based in Vienna. Order of the Garter. The most noble order of the Garter was founded by King Edward III of England in 1348, making it the oldest chivalric order in Britain still in active use. Membership is limited to 25 knights companion plus the sovereign, making it among the most exclusive orders in existence. The founding legend holds that a garter belonging to Joan, Countess of Salisbury, fell from her leg at a court dance, and Edward placed it on his own leg to spare her embarrassment, declaring, "Honi soit qui mal y pense," meaning shame on whoever thinks evil of it. That phrase became the order's motto. Members wear a dark blue velvet mantle and a garter of blue ribbon trimmed in gold. The order's spiritual home is St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, where the heraldic banner of every living knight companion hangs above that knight's designated stall. Order of the Golden Fleece. The Order of the Golden Fleece was founded in 1430 by Philip the Good, Duke of Burgundy, to celebrate his marriage to Isabella of Portugal and to bind the most powerful nobles of his realm in personal loyalty to him. Philip named it after the myth of Jason and the Argonauts, and designed it to be the premier secular order in Christendom. Membership was initially limited to 31 knights of noble blood, with the Duke as sovereign. The order passed to the Habsburg dynasty through inheritance and split into Spanish and Austrian branches when the Habsburgs divided in 1700. Both branches still exist. The Spanish chapter is awarded by the King of Spain and is considered one of the most prestigious decorations in the world. Its members have included most European monarchs, several Catholic heads of state, and a handful of non-royal recipients of extraordinary distinction. Order of the Elephant. The Order of the Elephant is Denmark's highest order of chivalry and one of the oldest secular orders in Northern Europe. Records of a Danish order using the elephant as its symbol exist from as early as 1462, though its current statutes were codified by King Christian V in 1693. Membership is extremely restricted, limited to approximately 30 foreign members and 15 Danish members at any one time, and is given almost exclusively to reigning monarchs and heads of state. The badge depicts an elephant carrying a tower on its back, a medieval symbol of strength and stability. The collar from which the badge hangs is composed of alternating elephants and towers in gold enamel. It has been awarded to virtually every major European monarch and to dozens of presidents and prime ministers over the past 3 centuries, and is considered among the most visually elaborate decorations of any surviving order. Order of the Thistle. The most ancient and most noble order of the Thistle is the highest order of chivalry in Scotland. Although Scottish tradition attributes its founding to a King Achaeus in 787 CE, the historical record supports a formal constitution by King James VII of Scotland in 1687. Membership is limited to 16 knights and ladies in addition to the sovereign and royal family members. The order's chapel is in St. Giles's Cathedral in Edinburgh. Its motto is Nemo me impune lacessit, meaning no one provokes me with impunity. According to legend, Norse invaders approaching sleeping Scottish defenders stepped on thistles in the darkness, their cries of pain raising the alarm. That legend, almost certainly invented long after the fact, gave the thistle its place as Scotland's national emblem and the primary symbol of this order. Order of the Bath. The Most Honourable Order of the Bath was formally instituted by King George I of Great Britain in 1725, though it codified a much older tradition of ritual bathing as part of the ceremony of knighthood. In medieval practice, a candidate for knighthood would fast, pray, and undergo a ceremonial bath symbolizing spiritual purification before receiving his spurs. The word bath in the order's name refers to this ritual, not to the English city. George I created the order to reward military officers, and it was expanded in 1815 after the Napoleonic Wars to include a civil division for administrators and diplomats. Today, the order has 3 classes across military and civil divisions and over 2,000 members. Its chapel is at Henry VII's Lady Chapel in Westminster Abbey. Légion d'honneur. The Légion d'honneur was established by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1802, before he became emperor, as France's first national order open to any citizen regardless of birth or rank. Napoleon designed it to replace the aristocratic orders of the old monarchy with a system based on merit and service. Critics in the Republican legislature called it a restoration of royal decoration. Napoleon replied that men are governed by baubles. The order has 5 grades from lowest to highest: Chevalier, Officier, Commandeur, Grand Officier, and Grand Croix. The physical decoration is a white enameled star suspended from a red ribbon. Membership has been awarded over 1 million times since its founding, covering military service, scientific achievement, artistic distinction, and public service. It remains France's highest decoration and is administered from the Palais de la Légion d'honneur on the left bank of the Seine in Paris. Order of St. Michael and St. George. The Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George was founded in 1818 by the Prince Regent, later King George IV, to reward citizens of the Ionian Islands and Malta who served British interests in the Mediterranean. As British power expanded, the order's remit grew to cover diplomats, colonial administrators, and those serving the crown abroad. Today, it is awarded almost exclusively for distinguished service in diplomacy or in relation to Commonwealth countries. The order has 3 classes: Companion, Knight Commander, and Knight Grand Cross, abbreviated CMG, KCMG, and GCMG. In the informal language of the British civil service, these abbreviations were said to stand for Call Me God, Kindly Call Me God, and God Calls Me God, a reflection on the seniority of the diplomatic ranks that typically received them. The Order's chapel is at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Order of Merit. The Order of Merit was created by King Edward VII of Great Britain in 1902 as a personal award given entirely at the sovereign's discretion, without ministerial advice, to recognize the highest achievement in the armed forces, science, art, literature, and the promotion of culture. Only 24 members are permitted at one time, plus foreign honorary members. Because it bypasses the normal government appointments process and comes directly from the monarch's personal judgment, it is regarded as the most genuinely selective honor in the British system. Recipients have included Florence Nightingale, Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, Bertrand Russell, and Stephen Hawking. Unlike most other British honors, the Order of Merit confers no title and no knighthood. Recipients add only the letters OM after their name. Thanks for watching. Which of these orders do you think had the most impact? Let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.